Pesach Part II. I want to begin with a story. Story of Rabbi Chana Wasserman Zatzal. And there was a person in the community who was decided to go off the derech. He doesn't want Yiddishkeit anymore. So one of his friends said to him, before you leave, I think you should go see a modern rabbi. Maybe he can find a way that you can make peace with your feelings about Yiddishkeit. So he said, modern rabbi here in Ranovich? Yeah. Modern rabbi. So he gave him Rebbe Chanan's address. So he knocked on the door, and he told him to come in. And he sees a rabbi sitting, table full of Sfarim on the walls, long beard. He says, oh, I'm sorry, it must be at the wrong address. He said, no, what do you mean? He said, well, they told me I should come to a modern rabbi. He said, I'm a modern rabbi. You're a modern rabbi? What's modern about you? He said, I'll tell you. What's modern is, from the day man was created, he's essentially been the same. He has the same taivas, he has the same midas, he has the same ashkafas. The costumes change, the clothing changes, the place changes, the building changes, technology changes. Adam's the same Adam. He said the only chiddush in world history is Matan Torah. Baruch Hashem gave Torah to the world, gave Torah to Klal Yisrael. That was the moment of the beginning of the modern era. He said, I'm a modern rabbi. And what do I want with this story? Rabbi Chanan was telling him a vart, to link a little deeper into this cute story. But he was telling him a vart, what is Chiddush? What is Chiddush all about? And that's what I want to explore right now. We're coming up near Hashem, Parsha Chodesh, Chodesh Zelochem. What does Chiddush really mean? So this very famous Rashi in Breishis, very first Rashi. Am Rabbi Yitzchak lo hayat tzorach lahaschas haTorah el mechodesh Zelochem, she mitzvah rishon shenitztav Yisrael. Really, by right, the Torah should have begun from Parshas Boy, Chodesh Zelochem. But matam pasuk b'Breishis. So why did the Torah begin with Breishis? Mishum, because the pasuk says until koyach ma'asav higal liyam losis lam nachlas goyim. That the Rebbeinu Shem gave Eretz Yisrael to Klal Yisrael. She'im yomra umas ha'olam, if the goyim will say, the Yisrael lista batem, you've stolen the land. She'kevash the bartzas shivas ha'goyim, belonged to shivas ha'goyim. You came in and you stole the land. Heim omrim lahem kol ha'aretz shel Kadosh Baruch Hu. Everything belongs to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yibarach v'nosel asher yoshe be'einav. He created and gave it to one he thought saw fit in his eyes. B'ritzon nosel lahem, b'ritzon not lahem v'nosel lahem. So it's his rotzen to give it to them, take it from them, and give it to us. So what's the pshat that the Torah should have begun from the mitzvah rishona Rosh Chodesh, Chodesh Zelochem? Pasha pshat is that this is the first mitzvah because it's a hagdom to Pesach. If you look at the whole parsha, it's a parsha of Pesach, Yontav Pesach, and therefore begins with Rosh Chodesh, and that's why it's mitzvah rishona. But the mashmos is that there's something to the mitzvah itself of Rosh Chodesh beyond the fact. Again, it's related to Pesach. But there's something about mitzvah Rosh Chodesh, why that is the first mitzvah. And what is that? So the pasuk says in Gehalas, the beginning, Masha hoyahu sheyiyah, that which was is, will be, Masha nasu hu sheyaseh, and that which was made, that will be made, in kol chodesh tachas hashemesh. There's no chodesh tachas hashemesh. So Rashi, what does that mean in chol chodesh hashemesh? V'chol mashu lomed v'dover shul chalifi hashemesh. Anything that goes on beneath the sun, ein bo chiddush. There's no chiddush. Lo yira el masha hikfar shenivra b'sheishes breishis. Whatever goes on to the sun, essentially Rav Chanan told this person, it's all the same. The goyim, they count time by the sun. We have a year which is 365 years, a leap year 366. Time is counted, the world is looked at through the Shemesh. Mashen Gen Klal Yisrael, the world is looked at through the Levana. We're the Levana, we're a Chodesh. And what do we know about the Levana? Not like the Shemesh. The Shemesh is Ein Chodesh Tachas Shemesh, there's no Chiddush. Mashen Gen Levana, by definition, is Chodesh. It's Chiddush. We see every month. It waxes, it wanes. That's the Dimion to Klal Yisrael. Now, why is it that Klal Yisrael is about Chiddush? Where does that come from? What's the Makor? What's the source that Klal Yisrael is about Chiddush? So really, you have to go back to Bris Bein Besarim, Avram Avinu. What happened over there? So after the Melchama of the Dal and Hey Malachim, so Avram Avinu was very concerned. He didn't have any progeny. He had no children. He appeared to him. He said, "Don't be afraid, Abraham. Your schar is great." So Abraham said to him, "What are you giving to me? I have no child." I have no child. No one's going to be Yorish me. No, the one who's going to Yorish you is not going to be Eliezer. It's going to be your child. So Rabban has a kash over here. I already had Yishmael. What does that mean, right? It says about a ben who's shaykh to be Yerusha. V'yotze also achutza. So Avram went outside. V'yomer habed no Shemaim and the Rebbeinu Shalom said to him, "Look up the Shemaim for a kochavim. If you can count the stars, if you can count them, that's going to be your children." Now, what does it mean he went achutza? So is the Medrash. Rashi brings the Medrash. If you Medrasha, Omer lo tzei makdiniso shaloch. Go out from this world, so to speak, sharois b'mazalos, that you see that the sorcerers, the one who can tell you about the future, they can read the stars, go out from there. Sheinach asid lamud bo. You're not destined to be under the stars. You're not destined to be in the world of reading the stars, in, so to speak, the natural world, the world of the Chodesh, the world of the sun, which is Ein Bo Chodesh. Why? Because the Gemara says in Yevomis, Daf Samach Dalet, the Gemara says, why were the Avoseinu, why were they Kurim, why were they childless? They were not just childless, they weren't able to have children, they were awkward. Because the Eibishter, he wants the Tfilas Shel Tzadikim. Meaning what? Meaning by definition, by right, none of the Avos should have children. Not Avram, not Yitzchak, not Yaakov. Nobody should have had any children. Finished. Meaning, there's no Klal Yisrael. That's what the Gemara is saying. And that's what Moshe is saying to Avram Avinu. Rashi goes weiter and he says, as Avram you're not going to children, but you'll be Avraham, by Sarah, she's not going to children, but she's going to be Sarah, meaning that your whole muhus is going to change. You were born a certain way, the Rebbeinu Shalom is going to make a chiddush inside of you, you're not the person you were born, and thus is going to be a nace, meaning the foundation, the makor of Klal Yisrael is nace. That's what we have to understand. This is chiddush. Chiddush is nace. What's up, Shad? Because that which is teva, which is the sun, which is the shemesh, that's yashin. That which was is, right? Nothing has changed, essentially. That's what Rabbi Chanan told his kaifer. Nothing has changed. Everything is the same. Something changed. What changed? Torah, Klal Yisrael, Chiddush, Nes. The whole Klal Yisrael is geboit and Nes. That is what the Rebbeinu Shalom is telling Avram Avinu. And now we can understand deeper what Rebbeinu Shalom was telling Avram Avinu over here. He was telling him, you're no longer going to be tachas a mazel. That's not your life. You're not just another person who's going to steig and become and be a brilliant philosopher and a brilliant leader and a makarev to me. All true. That's not who you are. You're someone who doesn't belong in this world anymore. You're not part of this world anymore. You are chiddush. Thus, this is the source of chiddush. So when we read the words Achodesh Zelochem, that this first mitzvah is Rosh Chodesh, it's not just stam, that it's the Hagdom of the Pesach. It's the taich, it's the explanation of who Klal Yisrael is. This is where it starts from, and therefore the Torah should have begun with this. Because the whole world, as Rashi brings right away, he says, the Bereishis, Bishvil Reishis Tuasa. The whole world was for Klal Yisrael. The whole world's for Klal Yisrael. What is Klal Yisrael? Klal Yisrael is Nes. Klal Yisrael by definition is Nes. I'm not just talking about all the nisim that happened to Klal Yisrael, all the Dores. I'm talking about the shurish of Klal Yisrael. We don't belong here. We shouldn't be here at all. There's no makom for us in this world. Unless Kodesh Baruch Hu makes Kiddush. And that's why the Torah should be gone. Chodesh Zelochem. Chodesh Zelochem, this Kiddush is for you, meaning you are Kiddush. That's who you are. That's who you have to know who you are. So the question becomes, then why Takat into Torah begin with that? As Rashi brings, the Havmin would have been Mitzvah Rishon and Chodesh Zelochem, as we just explained. But no, it's going to be Bereishis, because Kodesh Baruch Hu created the world, and he gave it to the Shiva Yamin, he's going to take it away from them and give it to them. So what's the Kamash Balan? That's a ganz fine way to start the Chumash. That's what it's all about. We're Kiddush, and that's the source of everything. What's the Kamash Balan? So there's a chinuch by Levish's Bigdei Kahanim. He says Mishrosha mitzvah like this. Mishrosha mitzvah from the Levish Bigdei Kahanim, for the Kohen, the Kahanim wearing their begon, the special clothing when they did the avodah. Hayisur kvod lonu ki adam nifel kivulosov. Famous yisoid in the chinuch that a person is most influenced by his action. And through his action will follow his thoughts and his intents. The shliach who was picked, the kohen who was picked to do the avodah, so his entire kavanas, his entire machshava has to be to the avodah. Al kain. Therefore, royally slavish begodim yuchodim elaha. Therefore, he has to wear special clothing. As you notice, the Bigdei Kahanim, they covered the entire guf from top to bottom. There's no place not covered. It's a constant reminder to him that he's doing the avodah right now. He can't have a mesiach das. He can't lose the thought. So what's the pshat? The pshat is when a person is totally circumscribed. He's totally surrounded by his begodim. That's what the chinuch is saying. Therefore, that's his whole machshava. The Kamash Malon of Rabbi Yitzchak over here is like this, is that Eretz Yisrael, by definition, is a land of Nisim. And that's really in the Chumash itself. That's from the very beginning. As the Pasuk says, that it's not going to be Eretz Mitzrayim. It's not like Eretz Mitzrayim. Where you're wearing Eretz Mitzrayim, they're going to plant seeds, and it's going to be watered like the field of vegetables. It's going to be a land of rain, and that's the land's going to drink the rain. So Rashi says over here, it's about the rain. What's up shot in the rain? We need water to live. Can't live without water. The world, which is manifest by Mitzrayim, which is the top of the world at that point, that's quote unquote a natural land. That's going to have rivers. You're going to have to draw the water from the rivers to irrigate the fields, etc. Eretz is still not going to work that way. Eretz Yisrael is totally on the rain completely. It's all the rain. That's why we make tinus when there's no rain. Chas v'sholom. It's an Eretz. It's a land of Nisim. Klal Yisrael is living in a land of Nisim. That land of Nisim is ma'or to them the same way the Bigdei Kahuna is ma'or the Kohen. What his avodah is, because it's surrounding him. When a Yid lives in Eretz Yisrael and he knows what he's living in, he knows he's living in a land of Nisim. So that's ma'or the Yid to what he is. He's nice. He's living in the land of Nisim. It's more him what he is nice, because that's the makor of a Yid. Why is this so important there of Pesach? This is Man Chodesh Lechem, Parshas Chodesh. We have 2 weeks before Pesach. What's the pshat? Pshat is we can go into Pesach and be oisik, and we all are, in preparing the Haggadahs and being maimik and the Nisim and the Niflos Kodesh Baruch Hu did. We can do that as we are right now, or we can do that in a completely different way. We can do that realizing that we are self our Nisim. So when we realize we are self our Nisim, we're being Isaac and Nisim, and we're living in a land of Nisim, that's Eretz Yisrael, the whole world is Nisim. That's what it is. Like the Ramban says, from the Nisim Gluyim, to come to understand the Nisim Nistorim. That's the whole avodah of Pesach, is to be able to live in a matzav of nes. It's not just to tell about the nes. It's not just a mitzvah of magid to tell about the nisim. It's to get yourself so involved, so shaku in the nisim, that's how you see the world now. So when you walk out of Pesach, it's not the same world anymore. But the hachana begins right now. The hachana begins to know that you're shurish. Avram Avinu is not part of this world. Avram Avinu is, by right, there's no Klal Yisrael. The whole thing's a nes. Kodesh Baruch Hu said the whole thing's a nes. By right, there's no Klal Yisrael. Kodesh Baruch Hu makes a nes. There's a Klal Yisrael. And now, once I understand that, I live in Eretz Yisrael, which is a land of Nisim. And now, once I come into Pesach, which is week Isaac, in the whole avodah of Nisim, it's mamish, a world of nes. That the Baruch Shem should give us yat shmaya to be mimik in this, to go deeply into this, the mashkiat inside of ourselves. Bez Hashem, the Baruch Shem should continue making Nisim for Klal Yisrael. Amen.